key highlights. First, dinner is a come and go dinner, meaning if you want to stay and participate and hang out with your fellow key leaders, you're more than welcome. It's right behind Ariel to your right in the Sky Terrace. It's an outdoor venue. It's a couple of things. First, I was remiss in not letting you know in your packing that you could come in a casual Tom James outfit. Nice shorts, polo, jeans, anything like that. So, given that it's an outdoor venue, you may want to dress down. You're certainly welcome to be in a suit. There's plenty of people that work in hot climates that are used to wearing a suit in all kinds of environments. The second thing is, we just received notice from the hotel. There's a 30% chance of some weather this afternoon. So we're going to monitor it right after this meeting and kind of get a sense. Currently, the dinner is scheduled for 6 p.m. over in the Sky Terrace. Beautifully curated by Heather and team. Really nice dinner options for you. But if it happens to get stormy, we're going to move it in here so that you can still obviously have dinner. We'll use the lobby back here. We'll eat at our workstations. If you're wiped or you've got something else from a business perspective, you want to go to your room, that's welcome. You're allowed to do that as well. So it's not a formal situation. If you choose to stay, we're set up with tables. We're set up with lights. It's really a beautiful venue out there if you want to go look at it. Related to this last habit, Dash has kind of, I don't want to say he's pioneered it. I was thinking of a better word than that. But he has been a huge advocate of it and certainly been one of our poster people for it. Both enthusiasm and in the importance of it, and has a really great spin on it for you. So I hope that you take really diligent notes. Dash just had his best 12 months, 26-14. He is 100%. You need to give that. We celebrate each other. He is the store leader of Cleveland. He's the organizational leader of Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Dayton, Ohio. His current organization size is 28. Please welcome to the stage your speaker, Dash Yost.
Okay. Might have to learn this again. Speaker notes? Oh, dude, the heart's not good. Y'all, it'll start, the heart will come out. Don't go from the heart. Well, first off, I guess, is Abby, Marcy, Heather, Kevin. None of them here? Y'all, just being behind the scenes and seeing everything that they do, unreal. And of course, our tech team, our audio team. Guys, if you just give them some love. They're just... Well, I can kind of I'll go from what I remember. I just see the video here. But so this gentleman I came across, I don't know when it was, but I bought his book. It's like the next book up in my stack of books. He's not John Maxwell. So for those who are like questioners or wondering where this comes from, the name of his book I'd really love to give to you right now, which I can because Robert Lee Barber is his name. The book's called The Leadership Secret No One Tells You. Leadership is not a mystery, it's a model. But this clip was too good not to share. So. No.
Accountability is not what drives people out. It's inconsistency. High performers don't mind high standards. In fact, they want them. They desire and drive off of that. But when those standards get applied unevenly, say, when one person's behavior gets overlooked while another one gets called out, that's when the trust is going to break down. Teams don't need that perfection. They really need predictability and consistency. If your feedback feels random or all over the place or not grounded in anything, your follow-through is maybe depending upon your mood, they're going to stop taking risks. They're going to stop speaking up, and they're slowly going to drive out your culture. The best teams thrive when they know that the lines that are in place are there to support them and they matter. Don't fear holding the bar high. Fear erosion. That is the killer.
I like short, my attention span's good on short stuff. Two things from that video. Can anybody what were the two, I guess, principles that you heard there? Not the rack team. Consistency? Standards. What's another word for standards? Maybe? Try again. So the two things that I took away from that when I saw that, and which actually led me to buying his book, was consistency and predictability, right? So I have a picture up here. Y'all, and it is what it is, so just no judgment zone, judgment-free zone. But this is one of the very first things our new people see at their sales school. You guys know that, right? What is our consistency and predictability? Ourselves in our office, if this is the expectation they receive. Does it match up? Or is it completely, we don't do things that way here? Right? And to me, when the leadership agreement came out, my thoughts were this is exactly, when I go to struggling teams, this is exactly where I go. Do you do morning meetings? Do you do one-on-ones? Do you do phone time? Do you show up? Do you do wrap up? Do you do it? Right? Are you predictable and consistent? So, that's me. I do not do complex. I literally cannot do complex. If we're in a room, we're talking complexities, I'm not there, okay? I really try hard to be there, but if it gets too complex, my brain can't handle it. I'm very simple. These rubrics aren't going to do a thing for any of us. Not nothing. Y'all, don't expect this to be a solution. I just want to be clear on that. This is something that gives us a tangible picture to work towards, okay? This is a job description. We've never had this before. I've literally, for years, asked, what is a store leader's job? And is it on the secured site? And now we have it. But it's not going to do anything. However, and I love the discussions. Hector, your session was awesome. I love being a part of it because it's leading to other discussions. It's leading to thinking. It's leading to owning our people, okay? That's what this is going to do. And if we can simply make it one simple, monkey brain simple, what is the one thing I can do? How can I go from a 2 to a 3? Can I do it? Sure I can. How can I do that? Okay? That's what's going to be the catalyst. The decisions we make from these. That will change the culture, get our retention up, and keep our new people. But the rubrics themselves, if you do it as an exercise, it won't do anything. I think we all realize that, but I want us to aspire to 5s, aspire to getting better, and that will help all of us. So, of course, my part's the wrap-ups. But in every area, is there one thing we can get a little bit better at? Just one step, just one notch up in one spot for the next few months, and then get to work on the next one for the next few months after that. Wrap-ups are huge to me. So a little bit going back. So Abby was in our office during COVID, and we had outreach. And outreach supplied data, which, guys, the tracking, agree or disagree with anything about it, we have data now. About a year ago, whenever we started to track no pay, 2 years, we have data. Be grateful for the data because it removes the emotion and it just tells us this is the real deal, all right? That's what we've been searching for a long time. But we had outreach, and during COVID, obviously, it was fun, creative, like figure it out, wild, wild west, as Sarah would say. And I just asked Abby, because she was running the whole outreach thing, And I just said, hey, when are people answering the phone more? And she said, well, the data shows in the morning. And nobody had appointments on. So I was just like, Cleveland, we're phone calling in the morning. Let's do it, okay? However, a huge failure of mine in that was there was no touching point after the day was over. We were in there together, phone calling, booking for today, trying to see people. The failure was we didn't have a touching point. So when the new schedule came out and the RAC team and the divisional partners got together, I was like, we have to have a touching point. The reason being is I got to see somebody at the end of the day, physically or virtually, doesn't matter to me. Like from 3 to 5, who remembers the day of 3 to 5? Okay, you could see someone just dying in front of you, and you could be like, come here. And you could talk to them. We missed that from moving it to phone time. This is what wrap-up gives us. I just want to see people's faces at the end of the day. Are they there? Have they missed consecutively? Are they in their apartment for the third day in a row in their pajamas? Like, I just need to see what's going on. And from that, I'll have a side call. I'll stay on the Zoom. I'll book a one-on-one. And I'll get into people's thinking. But to me, that's what wrap-up is. Okay? Now, we started it just like Sarah did, exactly like Sarah did. We started it with using our status and showing the tracking from the day. It was exactly how we started it. But it's evolved for me. It's evolved in something else directly to my one-on-ones with those people, and they said, these were my commitments for the week and the day, and here's what I did today, right? To simplify it, 3 commitments. What did you say you wanted to get done this week? Break it down to a day. What'd you do today? But you got to start somewhere, right? And then why not use the Tom James systems as a starting point to do it? But to me, it's very important that we track and we go over our numbers and commitments and we're positive, but I just want to see you and go, he's not doing all right. And I'm just going to have a quick call and I'm going to set something up and maybe you'd schedule a follow day. I just want to make sure they're all right because I think I think a lot, actually. I think that's where we're missing it, in addition to many of these other things. Because from 3 to 5, how many times would you grab someone and say, let's go get a beer? How many times would you stay late and help them because they're so overloaded with orders? And you called your wife and like, I'm going to be home late. Or order a pizza with the office and just be like, all right, let's go through this. Okay? To me, that's what wrap-ups signify. And why, to me in my heart, it's so important. I just want to know if they're all right. So it doesn't go on for 3 days, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. If they're not on the call multiple days, something's wrong. That's it. That's the simplicity of it for me. So that's the why behind it, okay? It's the accountability, it's the community, it's celebrating wins, it's checking tracking. That's the why, but the real deal is to keep people, to keep them moving forward, okay? I know I'm not going to change someone's life on a Zoom call, but I know I can help get into their thinking a little bit and get something scheduled. Does that make sense for you guys? And I just don't think I'm seeing that from other people. And I would love for people to see that. And those that remember the 3 to 5 phone time, just remember how many times you would go have a beer with someone and just talk to them. Or just stay late and help them literally rearrange their bag, help them do 2 orders because it's the first time they got 2 orders in one day and now they're melting down, right? And they took it as a negative. Somebody mentioned that earlier, Pat. She had 3 orders one day and it's almost like a negative. But that's the purpose. Make sense? This to me, I'm going to go back right here. Looking at all 8. Who knows the story of David versus Goliath? So I don't really like this picture because did you guys know that it was actually a slingshot was David's weapon? Did you guys know that? Basically, his slingshot shot was so good it was like a gun, and that's how he took out Goliath. But what he said was he saw Goliath not as a threat too big to hit it, but as a threat too big to miss. Does that make sense? This is a threat too big to miss. This is the structure and the roadmap. real simply. So, I'm going to be like transparent, as always, vulnerable. I'm going to have good words, and I'm not going to cry. So, we're gonna run through this, but I want to be clear. Like Melissa and Steve and I sat down on Monday, and I ranked in every category for all 8 where I was. And I'm learning that I'm a rebel, by the way, in the things I'm learning that. And Steve sat down, and I got real defensive when Steve was like, hey, I don't see it that way. But I always do, I think for a second, I calm down and I go, yeah, you're right? So I rank this bad boy high. I'm doing wrap-ups. I'm on them. We're consistent. But then I thought about it, and I was like, are we collectively, not me individually, how are we collectively doing? And what do the results show? Okay? So, one more time, the simple version. Frequency, engagement, purpose, effects, and signs. So in frequency, I originally had a 4. I kept the 4. So that was good. Going back one more time. Formally scheduled Zoom with camera on. I got to have a camera on. I'll tell people in the middle of the call, turn on the camera. Just turn on the camera. Okay? So people come in with the camera on. So I'm doing that. So originally for engagement, I had a 3. The dynamic for me is Grace has a large part of Cleveland, so Grace does her team. For me, the way I've molded this, right or wrong, and I'm working on things, in the other offices that I represent, they get on with mine, as well as my direct team in Cleveland. So I was like, it's not right. We were a 2. Because are the store leaders, if the people from other offices, not to name anyone, but if their leaders aren't on, is 100% of the leadership team on? No. Boom, go back. Just be real. Criteria, purpose. Micah called me out on it. Not called me out. It was she just did it in her Micah way. She's like, Dash, I know your purpose. What about the rest of them? I was like, my score just kept dropping. I'm competitive, so that doesn't hit good. No. Drop to a 3. Okay? Because the team, and it might even be a 2, y'all. I was probably still on my high horse. Now that I'm standing here, I'm like, nah, it's probably a 2, to be honest. And criteria, 2. Those not in leadership, don't track. Fact. So this is what my score was. But it originally was not what my score was. I think my score was 4.5 or 4.75. Okay? And this is probably being pretty nice and generous. So when you guys go through these things, just be real. Look at, and one great thing is I was like, Pygmalion, we're doing great. This is amazing. And then the numbers are what they are. And I'm like, okay, there's a disconnect there big time, right? So just be real with yourself. Use the data that we have. So in our next sessions, these are the leaders of the sessions. But I just encourage everybody to be real. It's all good if you're ones, invites only, whatever it is that's going on. It's cool. Be real, because we need a starting point. We need the starting point to get better. All right? That's it, you guys.